Hello everyone, welcome to Techwiden. In our last video, we just explored how to create a S3 bucket and put some objects into the bucket. But this time, let us explore the bucket policies and how can we use the bucket policies in our corporate culture. So bucket policies are a type of a access control mechanism that allow us to define who can access our S3 bucket and what they can do with the objects within those buckets. And these policies are written in JSON format and provide a fine-grained control, or we can say access permission. They can be used to grant permission to AWS account, IAM users, and even to anonymous users. Let's imagine a scenario where a large corporation, let's call it Tech Corporation, right? So Tech Corporation collaborated with multiple partner organizations to exchange some type of a sensitive data for a joint project. So in this case, Tech Corporation need to ensure that the shared data is accessible only to the authorized personnel from both Tech Corporation and partner organization. So they use S3 bucket policy to achieve this secure data sharing. So first of all, to make the principle, it means the policy specify the AWS account IDs of the partner organization as the principal entities. And it can take the action like to create the policy list that allow action such as get object and list bucket, which permit reading data and listing objects. Tech Corporation can also set some kind of a condition such as allowing access only during a specific time or from a specific IP ranges. So let us see how can we make the bucket policy for it. So let's go to our AWS console, click on S3. I already make a shortcut of it. Now we have one bucket of Techwiden 3 from our previous video. So we will continue from here. Go to the bucket. Now we have three files. One of them is folder. There are a couple of options like properties, permission, matrix, management, and access point. But this time let us go to the permission part of our bucket. Now in the permission, we have first access of bucket and objects which are not public, right? Now because we have already blocked all the public access and you can see the signal is green now. So let it edit and make it accessible for the public. Write down the confirm and click on it. Now all the objects of this bucket can be accessible through the internet. And it doesn't need any special kind of authorization or permission. Because if you want to make our website which is publicly accessible. Now move to the next part, that is bucket policy. So bucket policy is a written document in JSON format which provide access to objects stored in our bucket. Means what kind of accessibility we want to provide for our object. For it, click on edit. Now if we are first time bucket policy creator, then we look to some examples of policies. What is the structure of the policies and what kind of permission and how can we make objects into deny and allow mode. So go to the policy example first. Here we have the AWS document of bucket policies template. For example, any type of a encryption is required on managing bucket, providing ACL or managing it access with object tagging. And there are so many of them. You can explore one by one. But this time let us create a simple policy manually. Well, not exactly manually, but we can put our requirement and AWS create the policy for us. For it, click on policy generator. Now in the policy generator, first select the type of policy as S3 bucket policy is there. Then add a statement. First of all, you want to allow or deny. In principle, let me put a star. It means allow all kind of object. Now go to the action. We have n number of actions to be taken, but this time let us select get object. Now we need ARN, it means Amazon resource name. So it's a kind of a resource name provided by the AWS for the resources named. For it, let's go to the bucket. And here we have the ARN. So copy it and paste it into the Amazon resource name. Put a slash and then a star in front of ARN name. Because we want to allow for all kind of objects. Start with this particular ARN. Click on add statement and generate the policy. Once the policy is generated, copy it and go back to the bucket and paste it over. Now everything looks good. Click on Save Changes. Go back to the objects. Click on any of the object. Now copy the URL of the object and paste it into any browser. Now we can access any of the object through the internet, because we are going to make a website and we should make our website publicly access their images and other features also. That is why we are creating the bucket policies. Let us check another object. And this particular training images is accessible through the internet or publicly accessed. And same thing happened with our folder also, because it also lies in the same bucket. So the bucket policy is applied on the bucket. It means all the objects can be accessible to the internet. Now let you practice to create the bucket and provide some kind of bucket policies to them. That's it from this video. In our next tutorial, we will explore some other features of S3 bucket which is related to their properties and permission. If you found this video helpful, do like and share it with your tech friends. And don't forget to subscribe the channel. Until next time, thank you.